So the first explosion hit, and I felt the shockwave kind of hit me, and basically you kind of turn, and a lot of debris just comes flying at you.
First tonight, terror in Belgium. Highly coordinated attacks at the city's airport and subway system leave more than 30 people dead and hundreds more wounded. The Islamic State says it is responsible for this morning's bombings.
This evening, investigators say at least one of them is on the run right now. Police in Belgium have released this security surveillance photograph. It shows 3 men pushing luggage trolleys through the Brussels airport. 2 of them later blew themselves up. Police say the man in the white coat left the airport after those 2 died. Also tonight, a raid of a home in Brussels has led to the discovery of an explosive device containing nails. Investigators also found chemical products and an Islamic State flag. Security fears are spreading around the world. This is a live look inside the Denver International Airport, where a station is doing a report. That's where police have evacuated the main terminal as they investigate a possible security threat at the main terminal. NBC's Brian Moore has the latest information.
ISIS is claiming credit for the bombings of an airport and a train station in Brussels.
Everyone was in panic. We had to run.
The airport and parts of Brussels remain closed, the city reeling as investigators search for suspects and answers. This surveillance photo shows 3 of the suspected suicide bombers, one of whom is believed to have survived. Their attacks engineered for maximum bloodshed. In Cuba, President Obama was briefed on the tragedy and pledged a global response.
We stand in solidarity with them in condemning these outrageous attacks against innocent people.
Here in the States, security was stepped up at airports and train stations from coast to coast, but vulnerabilities remain.
That this event took place not inside the airport beyond the security, but before the security.
Belgium's ambassador to the United States says his country had feared an attack was coming and had already heightened security.
There were indications that something was in the offing.
And the presidential candidates offered competing views for fighting the threat to our country.
This is not a lone wolf. This is a war with radical Islamic terrorism.
Even if we were to build a tall wall around the entire continental United States, the internet would still get over it.
Defense Secretary Ashton Carter told lawmakers Homeland Security is not enough.
We want to accelerate the defeat of ISIL in Iraq and Syria. Why? Because that's what I call the parent tumor of the cancer.
A deadly attack overseas that hits close to home. Brian Moore, NBC News, Washington.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz and presidential candidate called for law enforcement to patrol and secure Muslim neighborhoods in the U.S. in the wake of these attacks. We'll have a reaction to his statements from the campaign trail coming up tonight at 6.
The big question investigators have as they look for clues is whether this attack is connected to the Paris terrorist attacks back in November. 115 people died in that string of shootings and bombings. On Friday, police arrested one of the suspects in that attack, SALAH AUDESLAM, after a shootout in Brussels. After his capture, AUDESLAM told authorities he was planning new attacks. He also said he has access to weapons. Investigators are now looking to see if AUDESLAM played a role in today's bombings. And Paris is one of the cities lighting up its iconic landmarks to honor the victims of today's terror attacks. The Eiffel Tower is bathed in the colors of Belgium's flag tonight, as is the Brandenburg Gate in Germany. And in Rome, the famous Trevi Fountain is lit, also in tribute. Right now on KXAN.com, we have a photo gallery and a timeline of this morning's attacks in Belgium. You can find that on the homepage.